Yo, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today is a great day, and this week is going to be a great week. So we're going to do some chart analysis on GDP CAD and some other peers. But the first one for this week is GDP CAD. So firstly, let's do a top-down analysis for the week, and let's see what we're expecting for this week. And this is on the monthly chart. We are this level here. We have an old high. We have a level of support and resistance at this point, which is where price is trading at this moment right now. So checking on a weekly basis. On a weekly basis, we are creating something like a double top. We are creating something like a double top. To me, on a weekly basis, we are creating a double top here at this point. So that's what I'm seeing here right now. So if you go back to what the price has given us last week, we see a level of rejection at this point, and we still see a level of rejection like 3 weeks now, 1 to 3, and down movement. And here we already seen a rejection level at this point also. So if you can go to a down to a daily candle. Now, on a daily candle, we've press have reject this level of resistance on support here, and price has given me a form of bearish engulfing candle. Friday candle was more bearish than the Thursday candle, which closed with body close Thursday candles. So, what is my expectation? My expectation is we are on the down movement. So we are now in the down movement, because if we step down to 4 hours, let's see 4 hours, we've seen a level of market shift. You understand? Now we've been on the uptrend. We've been on the uptrend. Then markets have shifted here, which break below this low, creating a new low. Here we've consolidated here, reject it once, reject it twice, and reject it the third time, and we're seeing a movement here. So looking at the moment that we have here right now, now we've already created another level of minor support and resistance, which this area is a strong point to me. So this area is a strong point. Looking at the 9 chart, it's served as support and resistance here. So this level is very crucial. We should put it at the back of our mind. And even looking at it, price have rejected it at that same point. We see a level of rejection from there on Friday, which is the last 4 hours candle. So what are we expecting? We're expecting a down movement, breaking this low, and going to this high here. This is an old high. Checking from weekly, this is an old high. If you move to the sideway, this is an old high. Then mark out. So what are we expecting? We're expecting this low to be taken, and this level of liquidity here to be taken. And if you check this point, we have a form of fair value gap here, a gap here at this point. So expectation, what are we expecting for price to do? We're expecting price to give us a direct continuation, or we might see a retracement, then continuation to the downside. So now on GDP card, we're expecting a down movement, and our total expectation where we're expecting price to get to is here. It might not get there this week, but this coming week, but all our expectation is a down movement. But firstly, taking all this low here, and always pay attention to this point here also. Pay attention to this point here. It's crucial to you for you to pay attention, and remember we have a gap here also. So we have to pay much attention. You might be looking our first target to be at this level. Then any chart pattern we see here, we can expect continuation to this level. Okay, thank you very much. That is the analysis for GP, GBP card. and it's a down movement. Now let's check if you can check EURCAD. What are we expecting on EURCAD? EURCAD, let me take this off, remove drawing because I did my analysis before. Now let's go to a weekly chart or top down analysis. Now looking at the top down analysis on the weekly card, we have seen a rejection. We've seen a rejection, 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 rejection. Even looking at this now, we are creating something like an head and shoulder. Actually, this is a shoulder, shoulder, head. We've already created an head and shoulder pattern and a shoulder. So, and we have a level of support here. So now on a weekly, and what are we looking at here? We've seen a level of, we've seen rejection at this level of support here. Rejection, rejection, rejection. And last week we see a big rejection down to the downside. Price came here to tap here and we reject to the downside. So if we check on a daily, so what are we doing on a daily? On a daily, we have a cool chart here that we're expecting for price to get to the downside. So looking here, we've created a bearish candle, but here we have a strong level of what? Of support. Now if you check our nine, so what we're expecting for price to do, we're expecting a break in this neck nine. In this nine, then we can see our continuation to the downside. That's what we're expecting for the EURCAD on for next week. This load to be taken away, and which have already given us a strong confirmation. I'm just expecting this continuation to the downside. First, our first target is this load to be taken off. This load to be taken off, then we might now see a retracement to this point. And once this low is taken off, our next low is this. And our major target for it now is this level of resistance here. We have a strong level of resistance here. If you check our nine charts, we have a level of resistance here, which price have not came to respect. So this is a strong point for us. And our may just made at the back of our mind, we're expecting price to get here. It might not be this week, it might, but now we've shifted to the downside. So looking here also, looking here, we've seen a rejection at that point that I just mentioned here. Now we're expecting price to break this low, then continue to this downside. And this low is crucial. Our main target is first at this low, at this point here. Then after this point, we might see a little retracement to this point. Then we continue to the downside. Then we focus on this point, then to the downside. So on EURCAD, movement is on a downtrend. And on Monday, we might see a little bit of continuation to the downside. We might see movement to the downside. Yeah, we might see movement to the downside on Monday. Monday might be a continuation of this down to the downside. So we should pay much attention to EURCAD on Monday. So EURCAD expectation downtrend continuation after breaking this low, this strong level of resistance of support here. Then we're looking for the downside. So which pair can we take again? Let's see GDP card. Let's see what GDP card is doing. GDP card, I've already done my analysis. Let me take it away. Close. Let's do a top down analysis. Top down analysis, we're still cool. We are creating something like a double top. It's I think I've done this before. Yeah, I've done this. I just did this now. We're creating a level of double top. Okay, now let's go to GBPUSD. GBPUSD. Top down analysis weekly. From a week, this is an old high. Price have already broken this old high, creating this level here. So if we check on a daily, two things is involved. Once this low is broken down to the downside, now we're expecting price to take out this low back to this old high. So our main focus is this old high here, this old high here. That's our main focus. So once price break this low, if you step to a 4 hours candle, now we're expecting price to break this low, and price might eventually trade back to this point. Hold on. Price might bounce from this level of strong support to resistance. Can you see this is a strong point? Price might back to this point, then you might see a break break here, then continuation to this downside. So that is what we are looking for in price for next week. But if we don't see break in this nine here, price might give a continuation to the downside. But high probability, once price break this low, now we are, our main target is this point. So we can still see like maybe 100 pips here. Yeah. So that's the expectation for next week on GBPUSD. Yeah, I'm looking for something like this. Then this is the main target. So we've done GBPUSD, we've done EURCAD, we've done GBPCAD. Okay, let's look into Euro AUD. Euro AUD, what are we expecting for Euro AUD? I think I've done the analysis on my home before. Okay, let me clear it and re-explain. So on a monthly basis, top analysis is very important. Top analysis. For top analysis, we see a level of rejection, and we've seen this year coming back. So at this point, let's mark out this point is crucial. Okay, now let's step down to a weekly candle. What are we doing on a weekly? A weekly, it's looking like we're still going up because we've seen a rejection at this point going up. So for a daily candle, a daily price is looking like, okay, you have swing high, swing low, high, low, high, low. So first thing we have to mark out is we have a level of support here, which is the strong level. We have to mark it out. And do we have any level of resistance? So looking here also, we have let me check. You know, looking here is only this. We have a level of resistance here. Don't support this point also a level of support here. So now for this chart here, our analysis. Let's go to 4 hours. What are we doing in 4 hours? 4 hours, and yeah, we're looking for an uptrend if price is going to do what we're going to expecting price to do. Because now looking here, we've created something like an head and shoulder. Again, this is an head, this is a shoulder, and we have the head here, and we have the shoulder here. Now we've created a price of bounce from this shoulder point 1 2. We've seen a level of retracement back at this point, which is also on a daily candle. It stands as level of support and resistance. This is a level of support and resistance here. Price is looking like it's trading back to that point here. So price is looking like it's trading back to that point, and here we have a gap. Price is trading at this gap. So two things is involved here. Price might eventually come back to this level, and we see any chart pattern that is going to fall and continue, or price might not break this low, and we see a continuation to the upside. We might see a continuation to the upside on Monday, taking all these highs here. You might see, yeah. To me, by us, Euro AUD bias for me is either price come to break this low. Once price break this low here, I'm looking for a down candle to sell. Once price can do break below this, now we're looking down. But if price can do a level of bounce from this point, because now if you look at this point, we have a level of demand and supply here. We can just mark out this point. And secondly, I saw something here. Price have a level of support and resistance here. Here we have a rejection at this point. Here we have a rejection at this point. So price might eventually come to this point, and here we have a level of support, which is a strong point for me. So we're expecting price to get here, and we continue to the down. Price taking up this low on 1 hour. 1 hour, say we might expect price to take all this liquidity, minor liquidity here, and look for a chart pattern at this level. Then buy to the upside. So, and if we look at it, we have liquidity here. We have liquidity resting above this point. This is double top here, double top here. On Monday, we might see, on Monday, which is tomorrow, we might see something like this. Then we can take this. Then all we see continuation on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to this top, and Thursday a retracement. So that's it for Euro AUD. Euro AUD bias, strong bias uptrend, but we might be looking for a downtrend also. So let's put it at the back of our mind. Until price break below this, that's when we are looking for a sell. But if price is still at this region, our mindset is to look for a buy. We're looking for a buy, and we're looking for a shift in structure back to the upside on a daily on a lower time frame. If I step down to 1 hour, 1 hour already. So 1 hour already. Now, if on 1 hour, if this eye can be broken, this eye can be broken, this eye, then which will create a shift in structure to the upside. So that's what we should be looking for next week on EURCAD. So now we've done analysis on EURCAD, GBPUSD, GBPCAD, and Euro AUD. So I think we're good to go on that for. Let's look USD JPY. USD JPY analysis. Okay, I think I've drawn my 9 already. Let's step down to top analysis. Our top analysis, looking at this point, we are already on a bread and shoulder pattern on a daily, on a monthly candle, which is a strong point for me, for us to create. And prices at the level of the neckline, which you're failing to break to the neckline. But if you draw out the 9 chart, we are expecting this price. Okay, now, and looking here, price have rejected from this old high, which is this one, and this is new month that we are expecting a level of retracement back to this level, 50% of this, which is in confluence with this neckline trend that will draw here. Then let's step down to a weekly candle, and look here, this is a support zone also. Sorry, this week is this point here. We've seen a level of resistance, a support here, which if we break, it's going to turn to a level of resistance. So here, now what are we expecting for this coming week? We're still expecting an up movement to this level here, which to me, if I draw this out, this point serves as a level of support and resistance at this point. And at this point here, we might be looking at this crucial point as a level of resistance and of resistance. So our 9 chart level here. So on the weekly, we create a level of resistance that we're expecting price to get a. Over here, we have a gap, but which we are not considering that much. So we are considering price to get here, and we might see what the price is going to do from there. So on a daily candle, we're expecting this point, which is a strong point to me also. And do we have any gap, or there's no gap here? We have a gap here, and we have this point here. So let's see what the price is going to market is going to do. So Monday expectation for next week is coming to this point, and we might be playing between this region on Monday, this region and this region on Monday. We might be playing within this region on Monday. But price might do anything. Price might get a and come to break below this. But we are not expecting that we want to form next this week that we want to jump into. So we're expecting price to get here and see what the price is going to do at this region. For USDJPY, we still continue to on an up movement to this region here. Yeah, we'll continue to this region here. Yeah, which is a nice point. Do we have a level of support, strong support and resistance? We have here, we have one here also, and we have one here. So it sounds nice. We're expecting price to come here and do its thing also. Yeah, we're expecting price to do on 4 hours. On 4 hours. Sorry, my network is kind of lagging. Okay, on 4 hours, my price might continue to this point here, then continue to the upside. So that's what we should be expecting a movement. So on Monday, if we can see a retracement back to the downside here, we might be expecting to take our trade from this point to the upside. That's on Monday. Monday, we might expect our trade to take our trade to this side, and that's all. Then when it breaks to this side, we might expect it to the neckline again, because this is like a double bottom here. So market this region on Monday. On for next week, price is going to trade at this region for next week. All right, that is the recap for that is the prediction for next week. UJ still continue its movement to the upside. On EURCAD, we're expecting a down movement, and once it break below this neck, the support here, then we're good to go. Continue to the downside. And GDP card also, we are expecting a down movement. EURCAD, GDP card down movement, and GDPUSD GBPUSD, we're anticipating for a down movement also. And Euro AUD is we're expecting a up movement for Euro AUD up to this level once this level is not broken. All right, thank you very much, and do have a wonderful week. If you have any question, you can message and I'll attend to it. And if you have any suggestion, I'm open to any suggestion. Thank you, and do have a great day. Bye.